Welcome to Denton, Texas, home of the North Texas Mean Green, and the fans have been waiting since early this morning for the clash we have in store. We have a late-season top 25 showdown that could be crucial to the postseason picture, as we'll see a team coming off a crucial bye week, the Memphis Tigers, taking on the third-ranked team in the land, the North Texas Mean Green. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. North Texas will kick it off to get this game underway. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. Looking for a productive play on first down. Power football with the run. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1. When you reach this point in the season, these types of games, top 25 matchups, really determine whether you're going to be a contender.
Yeah, and really show what you're going to be the rest of the season. How are you going to finish strong throughout the season? The first part of the season, now getting to the middle of the season, Palmer, getting a chance to show what you're about so you can finish strong.
It's a resume builder, no doubt about it. And really, there's been so much anticipation building up to this top 25 matchup. So which team can control their emotions, I think, goes a long way in who wins this one.
The offense will put it in play from the 47 on 1st and 10. To throw, it's Lamb. Fires the pass, intercepted. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Well, we knew coming into this one, this was an offense that wanted to come out, sling it around, but the timing is going to have to be a whole lot better. This defense has athletes who can close on the ball and make plays, and you saw it right there on that interception to open this game.
Giving him his pads. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
And obviously, if you're going to be in the discussion for the Heisman Trophy, you got to be putting out big stat games week in, week out. He's been doing it all season long and obviously had over 100 rushing yards his last time out. He's doing it again here today in a game where a lot of Heisman Trophy voters.
Headed to the end zone, and he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, North Texas.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defense all year long.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Fair catch called for and made. Memphis has the ball back and the offense ready to go to work. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And, Paul, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays. And I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw at this round.
Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. Looking for a man. It's Lamb. They're bringing heat. And the defense gets to the quarterback.
This offense is going to have to come up with a plan to block this guy. He is an absolute monster, and he showed you all his tools on that sack.
Third down conversions, always a huge stat, and they've got a 3rd and long from the 27. From the gun, wants to pass. That's the kind of protection you dream about as he fires left. And they wanted it all on 3rd down, but now dealing with 4th down. Memphis will send the punt team onto the field. Texas sends the offense back onto the field. Jesse, a very productive drive last time wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well. Nice balance on that last one, Dave. Let's see what they can do here in this next drive.
Yeah, and I don't expect anything different. When you put together a drive like that, I would do more of the same. Keep the pace, keep it going.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
Quarterback wants to throw on second down. He finds his man. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. They really performed at an elite level in conference play, and that'll build your confidence as we continue through this SEC season.
This was a team that was really motivated in the offseason coming into this one, and they knew the challenge ahead of them, but they also know how talented they are. And, David, they're putting that on display each and every week here in SEC play.
And let's pump the brakes because...
Intercepted. Looking for more room. The 20. Touchdown, Memphis. And this defense coming up with points of their own. What an interception return. This time it's the defense finding ways to put points on the board.
There is nothing better than being a defender, seeing that ball in the end zone. Your eyes get big as saucers. Go, jump on that puppy, secure it, get you a touchdown.
The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. North Texas takes possession. The Mean Green offense will return to the field. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick six, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick six and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out and not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
Coming out on first down with the play fake. Fires to the wideout. He makes the catch. At the 35, he's loose. Off he goes. Touchdown, Mean Green. Made the grab and finished the deal in the end zone. Lining up for the PAT. And the PAT gives him a 14-7 lead. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, right back to your game after we update the nation on this one. UTSA packed a wallop today. This was supposed to be a major road test, and instead it felt like a stroll down the Riverwalk there in San Antonio. The circle of life in college football, where one team moves on feeling like kings, and the other heads home licking its wounds.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. Here comes that Memphis offense back onto the field. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field really quickly. They need to put something together here.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive. So they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit.
After the quarterback and receiver failed to hook up, they'll try it again on second down. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep. Third and 10, still backed up inside their own 20. This drive hasn't really gotten started. To the air, it's Lamb. Looking to take a shot. Wide open, he makes the catch. And he's brought down after a huge completion.
Man, this offense is so dangerous, Reese. They've got dudes all over the field that can make plays. There's a big gainer in the pass game.
You get a chunk of yards like that, now the defense is really on its heels. They'll throw it on first down. Got his man on the right. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
Yeah, great catch, but great read. I love the quarterback understanding. You're going to see the blitz. I'm going to get the ball to my running back quickly, let him get the first down. Nice job by the quarterback seeing that really fast.
And the Tigers are on the move. He wants to throw it again. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. He got it. He gets it in. Touchdown, Tigers.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge. And also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
It bounds through the back of the end zone. It'll be a touchback. North Texas sends the offense back onto the field. These two defenses have had their heads spinning here in the first half, and now we might even see a little more scoring with this drive.
It's going back and forth. This is like two heavyweights just trading blows, David. What does this defense got to do to get a stop here?
I tell you what, man, when you're giving up points like this and you've got no momentum, you got to find somebody that can make a play to create some. And listen, if they're scoring anyways, let's be aggressive. Let's blitz more. Let's make sure we're making them feel discomfort in some way, shape, or form.
The give to the back. On the move at the 30. They make the stop, and this running game moves the chains as they get the first down.
We know this guy is in contention right now for the Heisman Trophy. And this late in the year, if you're going to bring that home, you've got to put up big stat games, right? Had over 100 rushing yards his last time out. He's doing it again today. He is turning it on late this season.
He's brought down, but not before they pick up the big first down.
And I think the biggest thing for this young man is we've seen him be so great all throughout the season. How do you finish? And how do you finish decides if you win that big trophy at the end of the year. He's in the Heisman running late in the season. I bet you he'll get a lot of touches today.
Wide receiver coming across in motion. From the gun, the ground game. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down.
Really nice first down run. And you're seeing why this running back is an every down type back. He can run between the tackles. He can run outside. He can catch the football. He can block. This guy can do it all.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. After the run, now to throw. A shot toward the end zone. And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd down.
Yeah, and you can tell the timing wasn't great and quarterback and receiver not on the same page, but when you're going to miss, don't miss towards the DB. You definitely want to miss out towards the sideline so you don't get yourself in trouble.
Back to throw, it's Casper. Going to try to pop one on the screen. Crosses the 30, he's got to lay it. And they explode on that one, and they've got it down to the 22.
And they executed that running back screen to perfection. Quarterback held on to it. He let the rush get to him. Offensive lineman got out in position, and the running back sold it too. Once he had the ball in his hands, he just had blockers and green field out in front of him. They pick up an explosive play on a running back screen.
Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set up in business with a 1st and goal. This offense in scoring position with a fresh set of downs. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the inside.
Starting off this quarter close enough to smell the goal line. The option look. Now the toss. And that one will go and reverse the defense all over that pitch on the option. Now on fourth down, here comes the field goal team. He'll boot one from the right hash. He ought to be able to navigate that angle from this distance. It's good. Easy call for the ref. And they go back on top. So after the made field goal, they'll kick it away and rely on their defense. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. Memphis has the ball back and the offense ready to go to work. And David, how they would love to stick it in the end zone one more time after that last drive.
And once you get the defense on their heels and you back them off a little bit, you get in a little bit of rhythm, it's really hard to stop Jesse, and they're going to try to do it again right here.
And if you're this play caller, you're loving what's happening right now because everything you dialed up on that last drive ended up working out. You're just looking at your play sheet. Everything you're picking is working. Let's see if they can pull it off again here.
He's going to pass. Pocket starts to collapse. And they got him for the sack.
Oh, that's a missed opportunity. You know the quarterback was excited. He saw man coverage. He thought he was going to have an opportunity to come up with a big play, but up front they could not protect him well enough.
That's the last thing you want as an offense, a negative play, a sack on first down. Now the play fake. Under heat, and he gets rid of it. He just treated that thing like a hot potato, and they're going to call him for grounding. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on third and long. Looking down the middle. Makes the grab. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. Memphis will be forced to punt. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines. Not his best work. Offense set on first down. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Got to be smart, patient, great vision, uses all of that to get to the 29.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
9-yard pickup on first down, and now they can take a shot on second and short. To the air, it's Casper. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. Now he'll throw back into the middle. Oh, and he gets downfield for the big catch. Found a bunch of room and got it to the 44-yard line.
How great is it to have a running back who can basically run your entire route tree? You don't see a lot of guys line up and then run vertically down the field, get open, and make a big play. This dude is special.
Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. And excellent vision to find running room there and make a really good pickup before the defense put a stop to it.
First down, you know you always want to establish the running game. How about this offense? Nothing fancy. Run the football, be physical, get a big game.
Looking to go up top on first down. Quarterback strolling away from heat. And there were no creases or crevices to run through, and they shove him out of bounds.
And that's a really good job by this defense, because remember, when the quarterback runs, now you got an extra blocker, because he's not just handing it off and standing there, and they still did a good job at the point of attack, kind of strung it along and made him run out of bounds.
He was running through tackles and picked up the first down and finally got knocked down.
Well, I know this is an offensive line that has a ton of pride. They want to come out each and every game and really impose their will on the D-line. They got just enough push there on that run play to pick up the first.
It's complete. Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it first and goal. The offense threatening. Close to the end zone now with a new set of downs.
29 Philly. 2-9 Philly.
Wide out in motion. Turning to the running game on first and goal. Touchdown, North Texas. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
I love running backs that have a nose for the goal line, understand how to get there, finish strong into the end zone, know I get 6, and then go celebrate with your wins.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Fellas, I think at least a portion of your audience will have an interest in the one that just finished up. Charlotte came away with the win today, but not in dominant fashion. In fact, the folks in the Queen City had to sweat things out for much of the day. Could have been better, but certainly could have been worse. It's one game. You don't want to react too much either way, but I think both teams will leave this one with some things to work on moving forward.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. Here comes that Memphis offense back onto the field. The deficit here is just 10 points, David, so a chance to answer here.
Plenty of time left in this football game. No need to panic. This offense just has to put a couple drives together. And listen, the defense will get this back and get some stop ball or get you the football back.
And I think here too, David, you have an opportunity to keep the pressure on the opponent. Yeah, they just went down and scored, but you score here, and this game's still tight. You keep their feet to the fire, so an opportunity here to keep applying that pressure.
And the big gain, and they've got it on the 46.
I'll tell you what, that's great execution between the QB and receiver. They look like they could execute that throw in their sleep. Quarterback took his steps, threw it on time. Great route by the receiver. Nice job securing the catch.
He'll come out throwing on first down. Oh, he drops the football. He had it right down the gut of the field. Instead, it'll be second down.
Yeah, and sometimes the coverage is just great. And as a quarterback, you throw the football away or don't try to force it too tight into a window, and you just say, hey, defense won that bet. Good coverage.
Coming after him. Pressure coming. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49.
And they've been waiting for something good to happen with respect to getting after the quarterback, right? They're outside of the top 100 in the country in sacks per game, but finally now you see they're generating this pass.
What a snag by the defense. Didn't get a ton on the return, but the most important thing, he got the ball, and they've got it at the 48.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision making.
He wants to start this drive with a pass. Snags it over the middle. And they finally haul him down, but not before the good catch and run.
Quarterbacks love receivers that can do damage once they have the football in his hands. No doubt there. Easy slant, completion, and then let your receiver go make hay once he has the ball.
Lining up from the 34 on first down. Quarterback will audible.
Green 25. Go over.
They'll throw it on first down. It's complete to the right. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
Well, that's a great job working through his progression. The first guy he wanted to throw to wasn't open. He was able to kind of get through it. And lo and behold, there's a guy wide open. Nobody near him. It's a big play for the offense.
Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down.
Well, tip your hat to the defense getting that incompletion because that hasn't happened often for this guy. Completed over 70% of his throws last week. He's doing it again in this game. Can the defense continue to mix things up, see if they can maybe confuse this QB?
They'll spread the defense out, going 5 wide on 2nd and 10. Gets it all the way down to the 2-yard line. He was fighting for that end zone. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. This offense has been running up and down the field, and here they are, 1st and goal, a chance to tack on another one before halftime. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Mean Green. They've got the lead and trying to put this one in a hammerlock here in Week 10. And with the extra point, they now have a 3-possession lead at 17.
And the running back gets a 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. You want to continue to feed this guy. You could tell he's got a nose for the end zone, knows how to get in there, knows how to make things happen.
He'll bring it out. It's Jennings. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out at the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Memphis has the ball back and the offense ready to go to work. These guys have taken some body blows in the first half, but now a chance to do something to feel a little better going into halftime.
Reese, they got to respond now. They got to put points on the board right now.
And the quarterback goes down all the way back at his 4-yard line. Memphis picking up the tempo. Defense going to jam these receivers right off the line. Back to pass, it's Lamb. He'll heave it deep. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play inside. Get a 3rd down.
Man, and that's one he probably wants back. And sometimes you underestimate the speed of your guy or how fast he gets out there. And you could tell just threw that a little bit too far. His receiver didn't have the jets to go catch up with that one.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. He's going to let one fly down the middle. It's complete. A huge pickup.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field. And they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this.
He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And they dialed up the shot play, but they couldn't hook up.
Well, at this juncture in the game, with how the scoreboard looks, no question this offense is going to have to throw to get back in the game. And it's going to be tricky now because the defense is expecting it. You're going to throw into a lot of big zone coverages with everybody's eyes on the quarterback. Not going to be easy.
I want to get my running backs the ball in space as much as possible. And sometimes it doesn't work in the running game. But I can throw it to him. I can try to create some space out wide, dump him the football, let him make some catches, and see if I can't get some big plays out of him.
Wants to throw on 3rd. Going to throw it over the top of the D. And the pass hits, picked off. Got some room to run. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
Dude, 2 drives, 2 INTs. I don't know who the backup quarterback is, but I might start thinking about doing something now. Goodness gracious, keep turning the football over. Can't do it. Can't put your defense in a bad spot time after time.
Dumps it to the back. Makes the grab. It's Wall. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
Quarterback checking the play. He's looking to throw it. Makes the catch. It's Wall. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain.
And you see so many smart wide receivers, so many smart tight ends nowadays that They know where the holes in those zones are, and they work with their quarterback, and they find them, and they sit down in them and make big plays. It's tough to sit back in zone against such smart players nowadays.
And it's incomplete after taking a shot on second down. They're staring at third. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Fast motion from the offense. To the ground to try to pick up the first. He gets the job done on third down. They move the chains. It's at the 37. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. North Texas has it going to work with another first down. He wants to throw. Catch in the middle. It's fired. They make the stop after the catch and still some work to do to pick up that first down. The offense calls timeout and they won't have any more left this half. So with only seconds left in the half, here comes the field goal unit. Never a doubt. Right down the middle. And now the lead is even bigger. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. Memphis ready to kick it deep and get the second half going. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. North Texas takes possession. The Mean Green offense will return to the field. They open this third quarter on top, and they built the lead on the strength of that running game.
And they made a huge statement, too, just proving to the other team that they're more physical, they're winning in the trenches. So here in the second half, David, just keep demoralizing this defense by pounding the football.
Yeah, and I'm not going to let that happen. I riled up my guys at halftime. We're going to put more people in the box, and we got to come out and meet the physical challenge of this offense.
Looking for a man. It's Casper. Floating away. He's going to run it. He gets the job done, picking up the first down, then getting down.
Yeah, I think you're just seeing the experience this guy has, right? He's so poised that initially he's flushed out of the pocket, nothing's open, and he doesn't panic. He's not throwing it away. He's not sliding early. He just knows where the defense isn't, and he's able to attack that space with his speed and get a positive play.
He leaves it with his back. Runs for the tackle. He now has 91 yards rushing, and that should be no surprise. He's been among the nation's elite all season.
And that looked like an easy decision for the quarterback. Hand it off, give him the ball, let him get 5+ yards. Nice decision. Nice job by the running back getting the yardage.
Got 8 on first down. Now looking at a 2nd and 2. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. Third down coming.
Well, it's a nice job by the quarterback getting the ball out of his hands quickly on that RPO. He saw something he liked, just not on the same page with his receiver.
3rd and short from the 44, and we might know if they plan to go for it on 4th down by what they call here. Working that left side now. On the move at the 30. Got a lot of running room. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's 1st and goal from the 8.
How nice is it as a quarterback when you don't have to throw post routes to get great stats? No, I can just throw it quickly to one of the fastest players in the entire nation and let him burn this defense.
And that big gainer on the last one has them threatening from inside the 10. They'll keep it on the ground for 1st and goal. Dragged down at the 6 after a pickup of 2. We'll see if the offense can punch it in on 2nd and goal. Looking to throw, it's Casper. Getting some heat. Blasted as he lets it go. Throw to the end zone, picked off. Aikman just showed those great ball skills and snatched it right out of the air.
Man, what a great break on the football. Nice job seeing it, squeezing. A lot of those defensive guys, man, they don't have great hands all the time, but you always, always remember your first interception. He'll always remember this moment.
Going up top on first down. Takes a hit as he fires. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
Quarterback had no shot on that play. He had a defender bearing down on him. He knew he was going to get hit. I think he should have just thrown that thing out of bounds. He's lucky that wasn't picked throwing into double coverage.
After the incompletion, they go back up top. Got his man. Works his way to the 41, and that is plenty to give him a first down.
Those corner routes are really, really good versus cover two. You know, the corner's playing zone coverage, and that receiver can push up the field and really break out between the safety and the corner, and had a lot of success on that one.
Comes out throwing on first down. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away.
And man, I tell you what, I just love his instincts. You can tell when the ball's being passed, he sees it, and he breaks on the football. That's why he's in the top 10 in interceptions this season. Just such a great feel in the passing game, and you got to be careful when you attack him.
Snagged in the middle. It's Delgado. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
And quarterback receiver on the same page. Nice job seeing the zone, understanding the drag route concept. Easy pitch, easy catch.
If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a third down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. The aerial assault continues. And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes.
And this defense is smelling blood, Robbie. Like, they know they got him right where they want. Got him at third down and long. They got to lead by 3 possessions. Everything is going their way. This offense is in trouble.
With a double-digit deficit here in the second half, they're going to go for it on fourth down. Pre-snap motion in the backfield. On fourth down, looking for the completion. Oh, he's ready to take a shot. And that ball is hauled in inside the 35. How about that one? 4th and forever, and he just turned one loose and fired it for the first down.
Man, does that sting defensively. You get him in the perfect situation. You know they're going to pass the football. You play the ball deep, and you give up a deep pass. That is a back-breaking play.
Oh, he had him right down the middle, and it just squirted right through his fingers, and they miss an opportunity for a nice play on first down. After the incompletion, looking at second down. He's looking to throw. Tremendous awareness along the sideline and the ability to get the foot down for the big pickup.
Bad news on that play, it's an incompletion. The good news is the quarterback knew if his guy wasn't going to catch it, nobody was with that ball landing out of bounds.
He's got his man. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker.
A nice job of awareness on defense there on that third down. You know, you're expecting the offense to throw the football, but it's not just going to be receivers or tight ends you got to worry about. You got to keep your eye on where that running back is. They knew exactly where he would be, and they were able to make the tackle, set him up for him.
He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. The completion well past the sticks. Well, they just drained all the suspense out of the fourth down conversion, moving the chains easily. And once again, you see how valuable the tough little slot receivers are on fourth down.
You isolate those guys, get the matchup you want, and now go win. Nice job by this offense, getting the matchup on fourth down, and the QB seeing it, throwing a strike, getting the first down. And
he's going to take it into the end zone. Touchdown, position was bad. The finish was great. Great way to... Oh, they blocked the extra point. He's got it, and he can go with it.
Talk about being opportunistic as a defense. They pride themselves on taking the football away, and here they are, 3 turnovers on 3 consecutive drives, 2 picks, and now a fumble.
That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. North Texas sends the offense back onto the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you've got to be able...
The expressway is wide open. And there they go again with another huge gain on the ground. He's finally run out of bounds.
And this guy's going to have to come through for you in this game. He picks up another first down, but he's your Heisman contender. He's the best player on your football team, and he's a guy that's just going to have to touch the ball a lot in this game if you're going to win.
And I think they'll give him 2 on that one, 2nd and 8 coming up.
The big defensive tackles in the middle, they're not always the best pass rushers, but they are strong, and I say country strong. They put their hands on you, you feel it. They lock people out on the line of scrimmage. They create separation. They wrap running backs up, and usually they don't get out of the midst of those big plays.
How about the defense trying to slow this dude down? He's a Heisman contender for a reason. He's so difficult to tackle, and what a challenge. All week long, they knew that they had to key on this guy and really try to at least limit him if they were going to win.
North Texas has it going to work with another first down. Might as well give it to him again. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Yeah, this coaching staff, they're getting this offensive line lathered up and into a rhythm. Now they're letting them drive off the ball on first down on these running plays, and they're getting chunks of yardage.
Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. Here comes the option. Really nice stop there from this senior leader.
Well, they try to go quarterback design run on that play, but the defense just not buying it. Nice job, everybody playing downhill and making a tackle close to the line of scrimmage.
Will they keep it on the ground again here on 3rd down? Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. Back to pass, it's Casper. Hit as he throws. This will be picked off, maybe just the turning point they needed. Bringing it back. He's inside the 40. Running inside the 20. And he's going to run it all the way back. Touchdown, Memphis.
Touchdown, Memphis. Number 29 with the defensive score.
How about this? These guys are going for 2. Snap in the shotgun. Makes the grab for the 2-point conversion as they cut further into that lead. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They'll kick it off and send that defense right back out there to try to score again after the pick 6. Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. North Texas takes possession. The Mean Green offense will return to the field. This possession will be a test after squandering that long drive, throwing a pick 6, Jesse.
You're right, Reese. Well, I think this is really dependent, too, on the leaders in this huddle right now to step up and help this offense get back on pace here on this drive.
Yeah, and this defense is frothing at the mouth. They're excited. They're jacked up. They just made a big play. They got all the momentum, so they're ready to hunt.
Offense getting set for first down. movement from the linebackers trying to mess with the offensive line's assignments. Makes the grab. It's Wall. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
You know, as a quarterback, you believe in your matchup. And my running back, if I can get him the ball in space, he's going to win a lot of times. He did in that time. The defense was ready. Nice job in the open field making the nice tackle.
Give to the running back. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
And they say a quarterback's best friend is a good run game and a good running back. I think he agrees. Over 150 yards on the day. I don't even think I need a quarterback the way he's been running the football all game long.
Ball sitting right at the 30. It'll be 3rd and short. To the air, it's Casper. Grabs it in the middle. And the explosiveness, the big gainer gets it to the 49-yard line. Boy, the defense really needed to get off the field there, and they just couldn't do it, and it's a fresh set of downs.
Man, that hurts. When you're trailing late in the ball game, you need those stops, and you get them to 3rd down. You get them to those critical points, and now they get the 1st down. You don't have many left. You better get aggressive.
Right on the money to the outside. He dragged the toe, and how about the ball placement? Only the receiver could get it.
This is so interesting right now watching this offense stay aggressive. They've got the lead in the 4th quarter, and you're thinking at home, we got to just run the ball and try to bleed the clock. They found something on defense they're taking advantage of. 2 straight completions. I won't be surprised if they throw it again.
Lightning fast decision. You can tell he knew what he wanted to do right away. Makes the decision, but maybe his footwork wasn't a little bit good, and the pass wasn't where he wanted to put that thing. I know that.
Last play didn't go as planned. Now 2nd and 10 from the 26. Give to the back. Works his way ahead for about 3 yards. Stopped at the 23. From here, it would just be a 30-yard field goal try. Let's see how aggressive they're going to be to try to pick up that 1st down. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Good timing on the quick out. He steps out of bounds, but it will be enough for a 1st down.
Well, this defense has given up some big plays in this game so far, but they've got a lot of talent on that side of the football. Someone has to step up here, make a play, get a stop, and put their team in a position to win.
Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5.
Well, this guy's been eating them alive all game long. Finally, though, David, you wonder if the defense has been able to make some adjustments, find something positive to help slow this guy down.
Hey, baby steps, right? That's a tackle for a loss. I know he's got over $100 on the game, but this defense is definitely going to have to be more aggressive, commit more guys to stopping that bad man.
He's got it on the move. Good throw and catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in.
I'll tell you, this quarterback has just been in a great rhythm all game long. With that last completion, he's now over 300 yards passing.
They'd love to pick up this 3rd down and get a fresh set with 1st and goal. Back to throw, it's Casper. Dumps it off in the flats. Knocked down after a short game, but enough to move those chains.
And you just get the feeling that this defense has to find a way to get off the field and get the football back at this juncture of the game, trailing late if they're going to win.
And this offense not only has a chance to extend the lead on 1st and goal, but they can also drain the clock. He's looking to throw. And it's taken away by the defense, and they desperately needed that turnover. And he's brought down after the pick, but not before putting his offense in business.
Let's go. Talk about leaving the door open. Yes, please. You think they might run the clock out, run the football consistently? No, sir. They put it in the air. We forced the interception. Great job by the defense. When they needed it the most, they came through.
Here comes that Memphis offense back onto the field. Quickly complete.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm.
And here comes the offense on second down. Here's the handoff. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
And that seemed a little off from the start, didn't it?
That was a big-time play, and it was off from the start because of the play he made.
And I don't think it would have mattered who was playing running back. There was absolutely nowhere to go.
And if you didn't know this was a big play, the crowd is telling you. A huge third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Got the tight end outside. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on third down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And you hear about run blitzes. This is exactly what a run blitz is. When you know the ball's coming up the middle, you want to bring those linebackers, get them closer to the line of scrimmage, and fire. Right when the ball snapped, he's coming downhill, doing a good job creating a loss. That linebacker really knew what was going on.
After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12. He's looking to throw. He's going up top here late in the game. And they'll spot it at the 45. That's good enough for a first down.
And that right there might be the play that they look back on if they end up winning this game as the key play in the game. In a 2-minute situation trailing, you're just trying to get a completion to get the momentum going, but they come up with a huge explosive play, and that might be the one that wins the game.
Looking to move it through the air. And that's just a flat misfire, not even close to his receiver. Ball still at the 45 after the incompletion. They'll snap it 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. Using the quick game. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch.
Nice job by the running back, catching the football and understanding where the first down marker was. I got to go get that first down. He did a nice job of it.
The Tigers come to the line with a new set of downs. Wants to throw on first down. Fires to the right. He misses his man. The accuracy just not what it needed to be on that play.
Well, I know it hasn't been a tremendous day statistically for this quarterback, but his decision-making has been good enough to win this game. Hasn't thrown a lot of TDs so far, but when things aren't open, he throws it away like on that play right there. He's not putting his team in a bad spot, and that's why they still have a shot to walk out of here with a double.
Didn't connect last time. Let's see if they throw it again on second down. He'll just keep slinging it. Finds his big tight end. And he's chased out of bounds, but not before he gets the first down, stops the clock, and has them on the move trying to get the late score.
What a great individual effort here in this 2-minute situation. He makes the catch in the middle of the field. He knows he's got to find a way to stop the clock. The only way to do that is to get out of bounds. He uses his speed and his vision, and he's able to elude the defense to save some time.
Inside the 25, they'll snap it from the 24. First down. Running back searching for a hole. Running with power. He's knocked down in the backfield. A swarming defense, and he'll lose 7.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
He's going to pass on second down. Finds his man. It's Karapateas. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. First and goal from the 8. Good job by the receiver there not to run into coverage, but to find a spot that the quarterback could throw him the ball.
Yeah, on those types of routes, Reese, they say if you're looking, you're booking. So if that's man coverage, the receiver's staring at the quarterback all the way across the field. That time, the receiver didn't give the quarterback his eyes, so they were on the same page. They both knew it was zone, and they executed that perfectly.
I'm sure they hope they don't have to exhaust all 4 downs, but it probably is 4-down territory as they look to take the lead with a touchdown. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5.
You see all this movement in football now, all the stemming, the defensive line, they're sliding right before the snap, creating confusion for the offensive line. Then they're moving back and stunting. Really good job by the defense. Continue to move, continue to stunt, continue to get in the backfield and make this life hard on this running back.
On second down, looking to throw. Fires into the end zone. And the pass is intercepted. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
That's a tough deal for the offense, right? I mean, you're trailing, it's late in the game, you're having to throw the football, you're just trying to make something happen, and all gets away from the quarterback, ends up in the hands of a DB. Nice job by the defense.
And after they get him on the ground, that's going to do it. Plenty of fireworks in this one, a lot of points. They always talk about having the chalk last, and it seemed like